Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. From past few days we have been discussing about the Russia-Ukraine issue. Today we will move towards the east and let's discuss the issue related to North Korea. Why is North Korea is in news and why are we even doing this video today? Let's look at the context. Why North Korea's missile launches are so controversial? On 7th March, Reuters has reported North Korea appears preparing a launch of a reconnaissance satellite, a move that may prove as controversial. Here, from the prelims point of view, two things should be noted. One is the map of North Korea. Second one is the meaning of reconnaissance satellite. Here you can see a term, reconnaissance satellite. And from the mains point of view, what is important from the mains point of view? First one is the implications of such an arms race. This might lead to an arms race. So what will be the implication of this arms race and also the Western responses. Okay, this is something that you should know when it comes to the mains exam point of view. What is the nature of satellite which were recently launched by North Korea? North Korea appears for a launching of reconnaissance satellite, and this launch has kept the nuclear nations in the verge of worry. Okay, this is making the nuclear nations worrying. The nuclear nations majorly USA and European countries are worrying because of this missile launch. Why is it? Why is this reconnaissance satellite causing such a great tension to Europe and USA? Let's see. Reconnaissance satellites are used to spy on other countries. See, when we talk about the communication satellites, for example, the satellites that India launches every now and then, majorly ISRO launches, these satellites are for the civil communication. And when it comes to reconnaissance satellite, these are spy satellites, which means these are Earth observation satellites. North Korea can easily spy on America and parts of Europe if this satellite is put on orbit. This is the reason why. It will be an eye in the space. It will be an eye for North America. It will be an eye for North Korea in the space. It's an eye in the space. Okay, this is the reason why North America and Europe are worrying. They provide intelligence information, military activities of the foreign countries. Suppose, imagine if Pakistan gets such a satellite and starts spying on Indian defense or Indian armed personnel in Jammu and Kashmir, this would be a grave threat to sovereignty or territorial sovereignty or regional security as such. This is the reason why North America and Europe are worrying about reconnaissance satellite. This satellite can even detect missile launches or nuclear explosions in space. This is a very powerful satellite. This we can deduce it from the last point. This is a very powerful satellite which can be used to detect missile launches and also nuclear explosions. And remember, this is not the first time that the North Korea is launching such a satellite. Okay, this is not the first time. In the year 1998, North Korea has launched 5 satellites from 1998, of which 2 appear to have been successfully placed in the orbit. So already 2 such satellites in order to carry out military sabotage are already in place with respect to North Korea. Okay, 2016, what happened? In 2016, North Korea said it had planned to put more advanced satellites into the orbit by 2020 and eventually plant a flag of North Korea on moon. This was the ambition or this was the aim. But what happened later? From 2019, COVID-19 pandemic, now North Korea has again come back to the picture and North Korea has started launching satellites. So from 2019 to 2022 Jan, North Korea did not even test any of its satellites or missiles. This is the reason why. This is one of the reasons that the West and the North America are skeptical about these satellites. Missiles or satellites. There is a great confusion. Some people call these as satellites and some call this as missiles. So what are they? And if there are missiles, then it is a clear violation of United Nations Security Council resolution which will prohibit any such development of dual use technology which will be applicable in ballistic missile programs. We will see what ballistic missiles are. Okay, this means any technology that will be used in ballistic missiles cannot be used in order to make satellites. Simple as that. Next one, there are concerns regarding the test of intercontinental ballistic missiles that would strike USA. ICBM refers to intercontinental ballistic missiles. Simple. Ballistic missile is a type of missile, and if this missile is launched from one continent to another continent, which means the range of the ballistic missiles, if it is greater than 5,000 kilometers and this can reach from one continent to another continent, then such kind of missiles are called as intercontinental ballistic missiles. And what happens if North Korea develops ICBM? We will see that when we study geography. North Korea has not test fired an ICBM since 2017 because of COVID. From 2019, North Korea did not carry out any kind of ICBM tests. It was last in 2017 that the North Korea has tested one intercontinental ballistic missile. But now officials in Washington, or Pentagon for that matter, and Seoul is the capital city of South Korea. Remember, and look for the map. Look for the map and the location of South Korea. A new satellite launch would help the country further improve its ballistic missiles, and these satellites, so-called reconnaissance satellites, would help in the development of ballistic missile development. This is what Pentagon and the South Korea are fearing for. Now let's see what are ballistic missiles. Ballistic trajectory is a path of an object that is launched but no active propulsion during the actual flight, which means imagine this is a ground and there is a tanker. Okay, there is a tanker and this tanker has launched a satellite. When this tanker has launched the satellite, because of the thrust given, because of the push given, the satellite will have this kind of trajectory. Once it reaches the peak altitude and speed, then it will start coming down. This is where it will hit. It will hit and you will have the explosion. And this trajectory, which does not have an propulsion system when in flight, which means which do not have any kind of engine or fuel that is getting burnt when it is flying, it is called as ballistic missile. Look at the map. This is a ballistic missile. It is launched from this launch pad. It is moving stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. When it has stage 5, it has reached its maximum altitude, and from here it will start descending. Okay, it does not have any kind of propulsion system, and you can see the explosion here. These are ballistic missiles. What are the types of ballistic missiles? Important for science and technology part, okay, which will also include defense part. It will also include defense. This is important. Types of ballistic missiles. Short range ballistic missiles range between 300 to 1000 km. Medium range, intermediate range, and intercontinental ballistic missile. This is what we studied. ICBM, intercontinental range ballistic missiles, 5500 km and above, which can travel from one continent to another continent, are called as intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, this is the geography that I was talking about. Look at North Korea here. This is the location of North Korea. From North Korea, across the Pacific, Alaska, which is a province belongs to the United States, is 3775 miles away. Hawaii, an island in the possession of United States, is 4700 miles away. Okay, and you all know the intercontinental ballistic missiles has a range of 5500 plus kilometers. In this case, if North Korea develops ICBM, and because of this, the North America, that is Canada, USA and Mexico will be vulnerable to the missile attacks of North Korea. This is the reason why, this is the most important reason why Pentagon and South Korea are worrying about these reconnaissance satellite tests. I hope you have liked the video. For more such enriching content, please subscribe to Legacy IAS Academy. Have a nice day. Thank you.